My name is Ronnie, I'm an addict.
YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As you'll have already seen from the title of the video, we're doing more Falling in Reverse. It's been a while since I reacted to anything by Falling in Reverse, and it's also been a while since they've even released anything. I believe their last release was The Drug in Me is Reimagined, which is obviously a reimagined version of The Drug in Me is You, which was basically an era of Falling in Reverse that I wasn't familiar with at all. I've only come into listening to anything by Falling in Reverse since Popular Monster, which ironically, based on the name, is one of their, or if not their most popular track by a long shot, especially ratios in terms of how long it's been out for. I mean, on YouTube, that video I think just hit like 50 million views, and it's only been out since last year, so it definitely put them in the limelight to a much wider audience, including myself. Anyway, really got into Falling in Reverse's music after being introduced to Popular Monster. Obviously I documented some of those reactions on YouTube. So anyway, a few months pass and I get contacted by someone from Dublin, Ireland called Sean Rooney. I wasn't aware of Sean at the time, but he basically got in touch with me and said that he played a big part in the composition and the recording of The Drug in Me is Reimagined. Obviously I knew Falling in Reverse. I'm from Ireland as well. Sean only being from down the road to me, I found it very interesting that someone from Dublin, Ireland had any part to play in such a big band like Falling in Reverse. So he got in touch with me, I looked into it, I took it at face value, and then I listened to the track. The track was absolutely amazing. I then realized Ronnie follows him on Instagram and everything, so it is legit. And turns out the reason why I bring that up is because Sean put up on Instagram. I obviously followed him, I've been speaking to him ever since. Well, I haven't spoken to him in a while, but I'm sure I'll speak to him again after this video. He said, "Big news, I recently composed and recorded all the piano and orchestral instrumentation for this all new epic version of I'm Not a Vampire for Falling in Reverse. A lot of blood, sweat and tears went into this one. Please check it out and let me know what you think." So obviously I will listen to this right now, let Sean know what I think. I don't know if it was like a play on words with the fact that they went with it being a revamp and the song is I'm Not a Vampire. So I don't know if they're trying to be funny with that one or it's just a complete coincidence. But just a point to note before we do jump into this, I haven't ever heard this track, the original version of it. Like I said, I only got into Falling in Reverse when Popular Monster came out, and I haven't really gone that deep into their discography. We have done a few tracks, you know, with the one with Corey Taylor and everything. The more modern stuff, I really like the modern stuff. I wasn't the biggest fan of their older stuff, but I'm sure if I do like this track, it'll be interesting to go back and check out what the original did sound like. So anyway guys, without any further ado, Ronnie, if you are watching, because I know Ronnie streams quite regularly as well, it seems to be the way forward for a lot of artists these days. A lot of artists are jumping on Twitch. I know Ronnie, I think, was on Twitch before the whole pandemic and everything hit, but you can see it with a lot more artists really pushing the live stream elements because obviously they don't have that live interaction with their fans anymore at concerts with coronavirus and everything. But it is cool to see Ronnie absolutely smashing it on Twitch. Anyway guys, let's jump into it. Drop a like in this video and let's go. Let's go. I'm so glad that we got a video with this as well. Their videos are always so well done. I'm also not sure if it's going to be of benefit to me that I haven't heard the original. Maybe it will kind of hit home a little bit more. Okay, so there is a play on the Revamped. God damn! Apologies if that's Ronnie's other half.
Well, I'm not a vampire, but I feel like one. Sometimes I sleep all day, 'cause I hate the sun. My hands are always shaking, body's always aching, and the darkest when I feel like a little pretty woman that I walk to in my bed.
I've only, obviously, like I said, heard this version of it, but I just know for a fact that listening to this, I 100% prefer this over the original. Now, I don't even need to hear the original to know I'm just going to like it more. Like I said at the start, I haven't heard much of Falling Reverse's older music, and it's for good reason, and also just because I've never gotten into it. But I've heard like snippets of their older stuff, the real kind of sceney punk music, and you can still hear elements of it in Ronnie's voice, but obviously now it's just a lot more beautiful. Like even The Drug in Me is reimagined. I went back and listened to the original of that, and I just fucking hated it. Like, with all due respect to Ronnie, if he is watching, I didn't like the old Falling in Reverse music, and I know a lot of people don't like the way they're going, and some people do. It's quite a divide down the middle, but it's hard to argue that this is proper, beautifully composed, beautiful music. So well done to Ronnie, well done to everyone Falling Reverse, and well done to Sean as well. And well done to her parents.
My name is Ronnie, I'm an addict.
Oh, wow, that was nice.
And Daddy should have never raised me on black Sabbath. I can feel it in my bones, coursing through my veins. When did I become so cold? For goodness sakes, where is my self-control? If home is where my heart is, then my heart has lost all. Mortals believe, I just want the world to believe. Lost at the sight of your blood. Swear to God, I hear no
Are we gonna get what I think we're gonna get, or
So God bless all of you now, 'cause I'm going straight to hell, and I'm taking you down with me,
very good.
because you know damn so I sharpen my teeth, 'cause I love the way it feels when I sink into your skin and draw the only thing that's real. You don't believe me.
Oh,
Should I write it?
this is gonna get X-rated.
You better drive that fucking stake right down my heart and try and run, motherfucker. I'm a vampire.
Jesus, that was absolutely incredible. Look at this shot as well. Everything they do in their videos is just like, no wonder it takes so long for them to fucking release shit, because it takes like a year to even get all Derek Jones. Wasn't he the guitarist of Falling in Reverse, I believe? Yeah, so Derek Jones was best known as the rhythm and lead guitarist and often co-lead vocalist for the American post-hardcore band Falling in Reverse. Okay, so obviously, rest in peace, Derek Jones. Yeah, I did see some news of his death not too long ago, so rest in peace, Derek Jones. It goes without saying. Obviously, a little tribute to him at the end there, but to keep it on a more positive note for the moment, man. Oh my God. One, Sean, congratulations on one, being a part of a project like this once again. Not only once, but twice. Maybe more, I'm not entirely sure, but I know for a fact, definitely twice at least. Shout out to Falling in Reverse. I don't know exactly what the makeup of that band is at the moment. I know Ronnie obviously is the figurehead, he's the lead singer, and he does feature on, you know, the last two videos in particular have been, you know, is it a ballad? I believe it's a ballad. Is that what that kind of performance is called? It's an, you know, an orchestrated ballad. I don't know. I looked at the meaning of a ballad there, and I mean, that's fairly spot on. A poem or song narrating a story in short stanzas. So I suppose it could be probably considered a ballad, but regardless of the fact, what I'm trying to say is that it seems to be heavily focused on Ronnie at the moment, which is generally the case with a lot of bands. You know, it is a major focus on the lead singer, but being like what I just read out there, like a post-hardcore band moving into a more alternative rock, heavy metal genre based off of tracks like Popular Monster. It's interesting to me to just know, I mean, I'm sure they have some play in it, but where does the band, you know, fit into tracks like this? Like, it makes no difference to me. I don't really care, but I'm just interested to know what the makeup of the band is when they release. I know, like, it's not even just Ronnie Radke like doing a cover or a re-release of this track. It is being titled Falling in Reverse, so it's the band's name that's releasing the track. So I'd just be interested to see, you know, how they're playing much of a role in tracks like this. Regardless, I did mention at the start, you know, they've gone a bit quiet over the last year or so, ever since The Drug and Me is reimagined. But when you see the quality of this, you can kind of understand why. I'm sure you don't even need to go into much detail with it. You can hear how crisp it is, how everything is so methodically thought out. Now, I know the lyrics would have already stood from the original track, but now it's going to be interesting for me to just go back on my own time and listen to the original track and see how much detail is put into completely transforming this track, because I just know, based on what their older music sounded like, it doesn't sound anything like this. And like I said, I just can't imagine the original being anywhere near this in terms of how I enjoy it. Two different genres as well, same band but two different genres, but I just know for a fact I'm going to 100% like this one a lot more when I go back and listen to the original. As always, Falling in Reverse, smashing it out of the park. Ronnie Radke, absolutely incredible as well. His vocal range, the amount of different things he can do with his voice is just so impressive. Like, you've heard the screams, you've heard the high pitched parts, you've heard the rapping. I'm not the biggest fan of the rapping personally. I think what really stands out for him is vocals like this, and then his fucking metal, screamy, husky voice. There was elements of that in this as well, but obviously he didn't have the backing of the really fucking heavy metal guitars as well, which is just so impressive that he can do both and it can sound so good. So yeah, shout out Ronnie, shout out Falling in Reverse, shout out Sean as well for being involved. And as always, guys, if you did enjoy this video, it'd be much appreciated if you could drop a like, support me, support the channel. Let me know what you think of the reimagined or revamped version of this track. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. I'm signing out. Take care of yourself. See you in the next one. Cheers.